Down in front, please. Down in front. Zubek, down in front. All right. Awesome to have a lot of former teammates, former Duke players here tonight. I'll start off just, look, not what we were hoping for or expected with, Pat before the game. Pat did everything humanly possible to be out there with his teammates tonight. He wanted to play so badly, and Pat's a tough guy. Is having some foot soreness, and ultimately it's the right thing that he didn't play. But we have to get him right. That's just the bottom line. I can't give you more than that because I don't know more than that. But his health is the primary concern, and obviously then Caleb, goes down with his foot in the game, and we'll get imaging immediately, and then take action, whatever action, if any, needs to be done. But unfortunately, I don't have all the answers tonight either. I haven't even seen Caleb yet. But those guys, look, we stepped up to have their backs. We're not a complete team with those two guys. And so, again, Malik was off the charts tonight. His impact on winning was unbelievable. 5 steals, 9 rebounds, 15 points. I love how assertive he was. And then, the other 7 guys really impacted winning at a high level. So incredibly proud of this team, to get 29 wins, to go 17-1 in conference. And I thought for us, the other thing, to be in a tight game at halftime, I thought was a great thing for us. I told our guys at half, it's not to be dejected or, like when your teammate goes down, I think that can knock you back a little bit. And I thought it was a great answer for us in the second half of how we just responded with our defense and pulled away. Questions? Yeah. Yeah, well, I haven't thought about it yet. I'm starting to, now that you asked me, I'm starting to. But to be honest, health going into the tournament, the NCAA tournament, is the priority. It just is. And, ACC tournament, we want to be ready to go. But, look, I can tell you this. I'd be shocked if both of them are playing next week. I'll tell you that much. But our plan is how can we get as healthy as possible and as ready as possible for 2 weeks from now, wherever we go. And, we're always going to do our best and, be ready next week. But we've put ourselves in a position where we can do something special, make a run, and we want to be in the best possible position to do that the following week. Huge. I didn't think we crashed well in the first half. It's probably the biggest emphasis. It's the first thing we show every single day for feedback. Like they'll see it on Monday. We track each guy, how they crash. We call it purgatory. If you don't do anything, you better crash or you better get back. And the worst thing you can do is do nothing. And I think the thing that we found this year, probably different than other years, is crashing helps set your transition defense as well. And so I thought a bunch of guys came up with – I thought Nick in the second half made 4 or 5 plays just to come up with loose balls or rebounds. Malik, obviously, Cam. But the thing that we've done has been collective. Caden had 2 of them. So that was a big difference in the game. I thought the rebounding, and then I thought we got our defense set and were more us in that second half. Yeah, I learned something tonight. I learned I love the fact we were in different position tonight. And I don't love the fact we were without Pat and Caleb, obviously, with their injury. But we were tested. We had some adversity thrown our way. And we just talked about weathering the storm. You're not going to go through March without having storms and having to, weather them. And I thought we did a great job tonight. I loved our talk in huddles. it's almost like I can't get a word in now. Our guys are talking so much in huddles, so I don't know if I like it that much. But the way these guys talk to each other, man, is as good as I've seen. Like it's high level, and I think that really helped us.
Coach, you talked about Malik Brown's impact. I want to talk about Dame Soares.
Yeah.
Like that stretch in the second half where he slapped the floor. I think I saw you over there slap the floor after he.
Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Just talk about that impact and the energy he brings in those type of winning possessions.
Dame, man, I mean, think about how much he's grown this year. You know, I thought he gave us a huge lift. The dunk, slapping the floor, got the crowd going, got his teammates going. I just think that's what, I was, the first time I ever watched a game here as a recruit and playing here all these years and coaching here. I mean, those moments is what makes this place special. It's the signature Duke run, and usually it's sparked with defense. And Dame is just such a disruptor. Just him at the point of attack. Even if he doesn't get turnovers, they're running offense out at half court. And so for me, it's a little bit old school in that regard. And I love that moment, and I want to follow his lead and join him and get everybody going.
Jon, you're going at 8 turnovers tonight, and that includes the deliberate shot clock at the end of the game. Can you talk about the importance of ball security tonight?
Yeah, I mean, look, in March, every possession is so valuable. That's why the rebounding is key. And then just taking care of the ball. Now I thought we had some shots that were a little tougher than we normally take, and I kind of put those in the same category as turnovers. But we've had a 2-to-1 assisted turnover ratio for the most part, and it's been a big reason why we've been able to get separation.
Yeah, Coach. 14 forced turnovers tonight, which is double the amount forced in the first game in Chapel Hill. What did you make of your defensive pressure, and I guess what did you see that was different from last month?
Well, I take full responsibility for our defense last game, not our guys. I did not like what I asked them to do. We were way too conservative. We were way too soft on the ball, way too soft in our ball screen coverage. And I thought, again, a ton of respect for Carolina. They have, even without Wilson, they've been really good and have won. But we want to play Duke defense tonight. And I think we've done a good job of not adjusting to opponents. We've more just imposed our will with how we wanted to play. And again, you're going to give up some things. That's part of it. And they, Dixon hit some threes. They had some baskets inside in the first half. But I thought in the second half we limited them scoring in the paint. And I thought we were more disruptive, which is who we are.
Coach, Monday they released the All-ACC teams and defense awards. Can you make a push in the case for Dame Soares and Malik both being ACC defensive player of the year?
Yeah, I think the hardest part for me is the fact that, one, I would hope one of them get it, right? Because we've had the best defense, and we have the best defense because we've had the best defenders. I think they're up there with any defender in the country, and I think their numbers would prove that. The hard part about it is other guys have really guarded too. Pat's a big-time defender. I think that flies under the radar. But Malik and Dame, their versatility, their disruption, one of them should win it. I think both should. But I think the fact that Malik guards fives, guards ones, guards everybody on the floor. I mean, it's incredible what he does. Both are unique, but I would really hope that both of them are right there, 1 and 2.
Coach, congrats on the win. This is the third time in 4 years that you guys have gone undefeated in Cameron. What makes Cameron Indoor Stadium the greatest home court advantage in the sport?
Well, first and foremost, I think you have to have really good players. That's the first thing. And then I think you have to have players that really want to represent and are proud to step on this floor and understand what it means. And then lastly, how can you not be excited to play in this environment when you're out there at the game? And, I mean, even the national anthem tonight was, high level, right? You guys, I mean, that was so they were ready in the national anthem, or even before, I should say. But I think that's what makes this place special is the environment, students, and I thought the crowd. It felt like most of the crowd was standing the whole game, and that makes for a special atmosphere.
I realize anytime you win an ACC outright title, it's going to be
Yeah.
start, with nets and everything. I'm curious, is there any added satisfaction, I guess, in that regard that you guys basically took care of business in the league when it was up, as opposed to maybe last year when people said it wasn't as good?
Yeah, I mean, I'm proud of both years. I think both years, we did something really special. As far as this year goes, I mean, there's no question the league is elevated. I mean, there's no question, right? I mean, the metrics would tell you that. The number of teams we're going to get in the tournament will tell you that. And then I think we've really been tested, in different ways. And, we've won by bigger margins, down the stretch here. But I think we've learned something each game. The new coaches in the league have really added, good value. I think the investment that programs have made financially has made a big difference. And so for us, this is where we want to be. It's hard to say each year with unbalanced schedule. I think that's something ultimately we have to figure out. I mean, the 18 games was great to get a couple big-time non-conference games. I think that's good for the sport. But, yeah, I'm incredibly proud of our guys. And 17-1, 29-2 with the schedule we've played. If you would have told me that before the season, I would have told you, that's not going to happen. I mean, we didn't make this schedule to go 29-2. So I'm incredibly proud of our guys. Well, Malik is as unselfish of a guy I've ever coached. He's also as competitive as a player I've ever coached. What he did last year when he dislocated his shoulder twice to come back in and play through it was one of the toughest things I've ever seen a guy do. And he was out the whole summer because of it. He comes back, he's dealing with a little knee injury, wasn't able to practice. He was not in his best form. He's just coming into his best form. And, I thought tonight was an example of how good he is on the floor. But for me, it's more the person, the teammate. He's been incredible for us.
All right, we got the last question from a special guest here tonight.
Oh, yeah, this is all right. You should get the last question. Don't let Zubek try to steal the mic from you, all right? Ava, for me, it was rebounding. The rebounding made all the difference. 42-29, 18 offensive rebounds without Pat. I think there's just a toughness there that we've developed and an effort and a focus, really, to consistently do that. And I think it's no coincidence. If you look at the rebounding in the first half, they out-rebounded us. Second half, we out-rebounded them by a wide margin. And that's how we got separation. So for me, it was the effort plays to get the ball. Best question of the night. No offense to anybody else. That was the best question. All right. Thank you.